Okay. Let us go here. I actually made a specific starting and BRB screen. It's the exact same thing, just, you know. We'll change the song and the location every now and again based on what expansion we're in and that fun jazz. But I am Popoto once again. Yeah. Yeah. Because I missed being a small potato. Because look, it's so much cuter on the little thing. Wait, what does this one look like, small? So cute. Step, 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 step. And I feel so much faster as a Lala. But yeah, we're back to being a little bean. My microphone is on. Is my program on? Yes, NVIDIA broadcast is in fact on. Herndon is quite right. Building Talos from scratch would require time we simply do not have. Which is why I propose we make use of the long-abandoned Talos which wandered the wilds of Colusia. They will need to be deactivated, of course. If memory serves, the tools required to do so should still be at top rung. Come with me. I don't remember the voice I gave him yesterday, so we're just working on whatever we can with him. Depending on how tonight goes, I will try to get myself into the raids. Also, you know, another reason I had to become a Lala again is my name is Little Frog. I'm not so little when I'm anything but a Lala. I can be the shortest of any other race. It will always be taller than the tallest Lala, which I am. Hair is subject to change because I don't know what style hair I want really at the moment. Haha, the old memory hasn't let me down. This chest contains canisters filled with dashly potent insulating powder, capable of halting the flow of ether in a Talos. We need only get within throwing distance of one and let fly, thus disabling them without damaging them. Ingenious. And no trick of the trade, nothing more. Once disabled, it should be simple enough, a simple enough matter to get them to march to Yulmore. More extensive repairs can wait. Ordinarily, this is where I'd ask you to run along and do the deed, but as I said before, it's high time we stand on our own 2 feet. Thankfully, throwing canisters is something even I should be able to manage. Come off it, Master Chai. Even if the Talos ain't a threat, there are 101 other things out there to make a meal of you. That's as may be, Kaishir, but Herndon tasked me with solving this problem, and I will not sit idly by while others risk everything to see my harebrained schemes realized. Not this time. Which isn't to say that the mere thought of it doesn't fill me with dread. Truth be told, I can't feel my legs. But if I'm to prove I'm a man worth following, I must lead by example. Well said, Master Chai. Hear, hear. Yes, well, it should go without saying that I have no intentions of dying for this. I've always preferred living to see the fruits of my labors. And to make sure I do, I will require your help. It is Kai Shia says. These lands are dangerous. If one is not careful, I would ask you use my spyglass and look out for any beast that could get in the way of my work. I would also need you to alert me when it is safe to subdue the Talos. Understood. Thank you. Good. Now, let's be off to the quick way through the north gate and see if we can find a suitable, or if we can't find a suitable vantage point for you. Keep a lookout through the spyglass for Chinese. Give me some water, please. Perhaps best approach from the rear. I pray this works. I want a piece of my apple. Yum. I really thought I was gonna fall backwards on him. I did it! I did it! Let's move on to another Talos, shall we? Show me more of your ass, bud. Uh-oh. Okay, so I did not realize that it was going to turn around. Alright, this first one's easy enough. To the next one. This is it's not alone. Calm yourself, old boy. Everything will be fine. There we go. I do believe I'm getting the hang of this. May leave the next one to me, little. I mean, if your throw is good enough, you could get it from here. Ah, that should do it. Now, we have all we need to proceed. I'm not joking, you are. I can scarcely believe it. It was a reckless, foolish plan, but somehow it worked. I did it. Here. Master Chai, I believe I owe you an apology. Your plan to replenish Eorzea's food stores has showed forethought and sound judgment. What's more, it is plain your time at Daedalus Stoneworks has equipped you to lead, as evidenced by the extraordinary company you keep. You, sir, are more than qualified to be the next mayor of Eorzea. I thank you for your vote of confidence, but the fact remains I am morally ignorant to the world of politics. Which is why I ask you join me, and grant Eorzea the benefit of your counsel. I would be honored. When the people behold the Talos, they will no doubt, I have no doubt they will lend you their support. It would seem Eorzea's leadership is at last in capable hands. Would you not agree? We should probably get going soon. Master Chai, after you've tinkered with the Talos and all that, Lady Chai is worried sick. Also, I gave myself green hair again. I'm back to being little frog with green hair. Because I had brown hair and then blonde hair for this expansion. And now we're back to green.
Right. Right then. Form a line and make for Eorzea.
They're like, yes, father. Beep, boop.
What's that noise?
Nothing.
Wicked White! Runaway Talos!
No, not run away.
Call the guard!
Why you look like Odd but with pinkish purple lavender hair?
Stay back! All of you!
Oh, look at Julia.
Is that?
This is where I officially am like, okay, I like Chinese.
Darling, you're back.
But of course I'm back. You didn't see.
Dear, dearest, I can't.
You killed him.
Oh dear.
Just snapped her husband's spine. Or cracked it. Swiftcast for raise. Go.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry, my darling. It's just the sight of you filled me with such joy, I couldn't help myself.
Oh, no, it's all right, dear. I should have just come out and said what it was I was intending instead of entrusting the task to a hastily scribbled letter.
Does that mean you'll do it?
Well, I'm here, aren't I? I mean, not that my absence signified any unwillingness, you understand? Oh, no, naught could be further from the truth. I only left to enlist the aid of the former mayor's senior advisor. And now that I have it, I believe I am ready to take office.
Let's go.
Oh, how wonderful!
Dearest, please.
I love when they do stupid little jokes like that. That's why I'm so excited to go about and do the Manderville stuff. That was quite a reception. One message I will struggle to forget. More seriously, the arrival of the Telos has seized the public's attention. Once word has spread about Eorzea, it will be that much simpler to gather one and all so that Master Chai may make his inaugural address. Moving forward. Alright, so this one, Vows of Virtue, Deeds of Cruelty, and then we are on 5.2. No need to fret, little. I've never felt better. Oh my god, my back. And not at all overawed by the prospect of addressing and assembling masses of Eorzea. As for where I do it, if we were to accommodate everyone who might feasibly wish to attend, I suppose the only large place enough would be the Emergent. Then I will go and spread word among the citizens, both free and bonded. They are to assemble there to meet their new mayor. You there, Kaishir, was it? Would you go and inform the residents of Gatetown and the derelicts?
Course I will.
Good lad. I will let the guards know not to bar the way to Vothri's chambers. Goes without saying that I expect the Warrior of Darkness to attend, assuming she's available. Might as well see it through to the bitter end, eh? The doorman and the crown lift will show you up.
Horse.
Actually, is it a big TP to go up? 107, really? I'll just take this walk or a fly. Boing. I love the music for Eorzea. Do 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 do. Oh yes, Master Chai told us to expect you. The Emergent is already filling up with people of all persuasions. Free and bonded citizens, and non-citizens. But for you, our guest of honor, we have revered a place in the front, right this way, miss.
Go on, dear.
She's such a supportive wife with all of her infinity stones.
Thank you all for gathering here today. But before going any further, could I ask the free citizens of Yulmore to look around? Tis a sight none of us would ever have seen under Lord Forthry's rule. Not only do we stand in the familiar presence of those we once called the Bonded, but today we welcome the peoples of the Derelicts and Gate Town too. Today we welcome the Warriors of Darkness, come to bear witness to Yulmore's new
See, that
beginning.
feels a little bit more right, being just a little bean.
As you know, an election was recently held, at the end of which I had the honor of being chosen to succeed Lord Forthry. You place great faith in me, and I promise to do my utmost to live up to your expectations, and I will seek always to carry out the duties of this office with integrity and fairness. Always, I say, but not forever. Let it be known that I do not intend to hold this post indefinitely. I consider myself but an acting mayor, who will serve only for the interim, while Yulmore is reshaped according to a new set of values.
Attaboy.
No longer can we think of ourselves as divided, as the free and the bonded, citizens and non-citizens. The systems put in place by Lord Forthry must be undone. But even as we tear down the old, we must give thought to the new, to what manner of nation Yulmore should become. Whatever the answer may be, it cannot be decided by one man alone. And so I propose that an open forum be held, that we might all discuss how best to strive towards a better future. However,
Smart lad.
there can be no talk of the morrow unless we first address the issues of today. Securing new sources of food, rebuilding relations with our neighbors, re-establishing industry. There is much and more
Oh, there's
that
the
needs
guy
to
in the
be
back
done.
that almost fell off the platform.
Too much for a mere man of business. And so I pledge instead to do everything in my power to ensure our city's security and stability while we all work together to see these problems solved. The road before us will not be easy, and I know full well how daunting the prospect of honest labor may seem to some of you. But we must accept the reality of our circumstances. We must move forward. This much we owe to ourselves and to the brave heroes who risked their lives to bring back the night. Once we have shored up our city's foundations and regained some semblance of normality, let us reconvene to speak of the future. Until then, I humbly ask that you lend me and each other your strength. For your
Here. Here, here. Clap, 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 clap.
dusty highway.
That was a fine speech, Master Chai. I believe your words stirred every soul in the attendance. Stirred them to action, I hope. If I have learned anything from all of this, it is that change begins with the individual. It is a bit of a matter of finding the strength to keep taking the first step. It is but a matter of finding the strength to take the first step. I know how to read. Assuming my fellow Yomorians can, it shall be an honor and a privilege to help them walk this road we have chosen. But we must not forget that the individuals who made all of these changes possible. Were it within my power, I would carve a tribute to your heroism in the very stone upon which this city stands.
I hate to change the subject, darling, but now that you have officially taken office, have you given any thought to your mayoral seat?
We would not be moving into the emergent, dearest. It is too big for one thing, and too far from the people for another. We will retain our current residence, and I will govern here in the parlor.
Oh, I was hoping you'd say that I much prefer the view from the parlor.
Beg your pardon, Master Chai, but have you got time for a word? Yes, of course. Hathen Bet? Hathen Bet. Aye, that's me. Liked your speech, but the folks from... Oh, this is the guy from yesterday. Well, the folks from outside the walls don't even have enough food to last till tomorrow. And more who were counting the crumbs. If you plan to change that, I want to help set up things in motion. Then we've much to discuss. No sooner than I take office, that my work begins in earnest. Well, I suppose I brought it upon myself. Thank you again for your help, little. I hope to see you again before long. What a day. I don't know what it means exactly, but I do know I've got plenty to think about. I sense we all have a great deal to consider. The moon! I had resolved to remain here until such time Eomer's future was secured, but it is clear now to me that the city is in capable hands. I have every confidence they will find their way, and I believe it is time we went on ours. So, Alfino's leaving too, is he? Seems like everyone's moving on. Everything's changing. I've been thinking about what I should do in all this. Like I told you, I spent most of my life dreaming about living here with my friends in paradise. But paradise is gone, but something better has taken its place. And I reckon I want to be a part of it. This, Eomer for the people, Master Chai's been going on about, ain't gonna build itself after all. Not that I'm much of a builder. Me and my friends will find a way to make a difference though. Help keep things changing for the better. A far nobler dream than one to which you clung before. And one I am happy to say we share. Whatever path you choose, I will pray for for your success. Well, when you put it like that, there is no going back now, is there? We've got a few ideas on how we can do our bit. It's a matter of taking the first step. Music. I got a bunch of stuff I gotta get rid of. A part of me does wish I could dye this hammer. Because imagine, like, getting it, like, solid black and you have, like, those gold accents. Like, that would be so nice. Ooh, we're at I didn't realize what we're about to do. We're about to have some fun stuff go on here. Truly, to see Kaishia thus inspired by our actions is inspiring in itself. Yet, however much I may wish to stand here and see what comes of his efforts, here in Eorzea, we have our own matters to attend to. Come, we should return to the Crystal Tower. Mayhap Beklug's studies have borne fruit in our absence. Or 18 hours. I would like to enter the ocular. Gonna be ocular. Voiced cutscene, potentially. No. Welcome back to the Crystal Tower. Welcome back. We are given to understand that a new mayor has taken office in Eorzea. Indeed, our good friend Master Chai was elected by popular vote and after some considerable soul-searching, chose to accept the post. It is a shame you weren't able to attend his inaugural speech, though I have no doubt you will see more of him in the future. But tell me, how fared you in preparing the White Aura site? Our work did not proceed quite as expected. In your absence, we had a frank discussion on the principles of soul transference, and concluded at length that White Aura site is ill-suited for our purpose. But Rianje, did you not say that, compared to the massy soul of an Ascian, the stone could house one of our souls with ease? That I did, and armed as we are with Beklug's invaluable insight, 'twould indeed prove a trifling matter, were we to disregard the inviolable link twixt mind and soul. A link which would, we did blatantly realize, be weakened, most perilously, in the process of rendering our souls dormant as Auracite doth require. Thus, the shedding of these fleshy simulacra and the surfeit of ether which comprise them would in all likelihood deprive us of our psyches as well.
It would, theoretically, be possible to channel your minds into the Auracite instead, but we would more than likely sacrifice your souls in the process. Which is why we have abandoned that plan, and instead devoted our time to finding means by which mind and soul might be transported together.
Then we are no closer to a solution than when we first began.
It is a vexing conundrum indeed, but one for which the Crystal Exarch has posited a most intriguing solution.
A hiccup there. When our discussion turned to the transference of memory and the physique, I could not help but be reminded of a technique with which I have personal experience. Listen, do you recall when we learned of my eyes from our encounter with Doga and Uni? I speak of the royal eye of the Allegan Imperial line, gifted to my forebearers through the blood and memories of the ancient Allegans. It is by this gift that I am able to control the Crystal Tower.
If we were to gain an understanding of the technology which the Allegans were able to accomplish this transference, perhaps then we could keep mind and soul together.
Imagine, if you will, a device unlike unto a soul crystal, replete not only with our worldly memories, but also the bountiful energies of soul. That is, our current... Oh, I missed a hair when I was shaving that I'll have to work on. I'll have to take care of that later. I just felt it and just bothered the crap out of me. That is our current avenue of investigation, and we will follow it wherever so it leads. While we are thus engaged, I think it best that Little return to the source and inform Kryl and the others of our findings. Agreed. I imagine Tartary would be relieved to hear we've made progress of a sort. Then I would beg leave to relay our findings unto Thancred and Reen, and to assist where I may in the investigation of the empty. Yes, please do. Should we have need of your counsel, we will not hesitate to summon you. Give our regards to Tartary, won't you? Ba, 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 da, ba, da. $35 gil for a few extra seconds, or a few less seconds, absolutely.
We're all about speed running, Spider-Man. It's not about the money, it's about the Mets. Spider-Man about the Mets. Go Mets, baby, go.
I like it. I have like some really bad like dry skin at the moment, and my skin is peeling a lot on my hand, so I'm just trying to like get a flake that just won't leave. Come on, bud. There we go. Holy crap. Way longer than it should have. Tartary.
Little, you're back. How did everything go in the first? Wait, don't tell me. Kryl will be here shortly, and she will want to hear too. So, she's just tending to the others. Their bodies, I mean. God, I don't think I'll ever get used to saying that. Anyway, you can tell us everything the moment she gets here.
42 minutes into the stream, and we're about to get instanced into a really cool thing. A cool thing. This gotta be voice.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
No worries, my wife.
I've carried out the treatment as per Master Matoya's instructions. It should slow the destabilization of their corporeal ether quite significantly.
Now I can cosplay as Kryl.
But tell me, how fare our friends in the first?
So this Becklug's the first to lead an authority on soulcraft, are they? Sounds promising.
Yes, Becklug is a good little baby.
And Eorzea proffered
best
solution
puppy.
of white aurosite is rather ingenious now that I think of it. Well, While they press on with their preparations, you may rest assured we will continue to do our part here.
Oh, you're back.
My husband. Oh yeah, now he's in the casual fit. Let's go.
And none the worse for wear, I see.
No, not really. He's like, you're smaller than I
Justine!
remember.
Oh, thank the gods. We've been worried sick. Did you lose your link pearl or something?
The
Oh, I love that the
situation in
Hamilton music
Garlemald
plays
has become
music
more
here.
complicated. I was making my escape from the capital when I ran into one of yours, Riol. He thought it best we come straight here.
More complicated how?
Where to begin? After entering the Empire via Razat Han, I went about my mission of investigating Black Rose. It was then, inside a provincial factory, that I encountered the one who styles himself Shadow Hunter, Gaius Baelsar. Our goals being apparently aligned, we joined forces and ventured on into the heart of the capital, to the very Imperial Palace itself. There, we found a man whom all assumed dead. But his soul lives on, and he has wrested back his flesh.
My other
Xenos
husband.
Ye Galvus. Nor did the surprises end there. For no sooner had we arrived than he murdered his sire in cold blood.
It's kind of
The
fire, not
Emperor
gonna lie.
is dead. This sent Gaius into a rage, and he charged in, blade drawn. What's wrong?
The echo shall commence. Even the blade be broken, it is whole in his hand. I've seen him in action, his body at least. You will not best him alone. Nay, death will not come easily to that thing. If you will join me, then by all means. For what good will it do? Ah, the Black Wolf and the Azure Dragoon. I suppose this might suffice. Come then. See, I'm playing as a Dragoon partly on an alt, so I'm excited to play as Estinian. He just gets yucked. Okay. But like, I'm very excited to level up Dragoon in the future. Considering I believe Dragoon and Asho are getting reworked, so I want to make sure I have them both at 90. So I can do a video of like, this is what Dragoon and Asho were like beforehand, and this is what they are like now. Ah, the simple pleasures of one's own flesh. Truly, there is no place like home. Abomination. Whatever he is, Little was barely a match for him. If we stay here much longer... Ebra Varus, your radiance, are you alright? We may wear our welcome out. We may wear out our welcome. I know how to read, I swear. I'm not stupid. Your radiance, no! Ah, must even the most middling of sport be spoiled? The world conspires to bore me. But I have no cause to remain. I leave these vermin to you. Xenos! Well, any bright ideas? Just one. That's the sound she made. Your radiance! Your radiance! The intruders have taken flight. I repeat, the intruders have taken flight. Deploy all available Magitech armor. We cannot let them escape. I need to go get my book so I can do that tonight on Gunbreaker. Bum, 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 bum. Alert, alert. Intruders detected in the Imperial Way. Bonk. Seems there's no turning back. We must force our way through.
There they are. Stop them.
How much does this have to be time? 25 seconds recast. Got it. Now what I want to know, is this a combo that I actually get to use as Dragoon? I haven't used Dragoon in ages. Let's keep moving. Is there no end to them? Bum, bum, bum. Alright, so this is all AoE stuff. Got it.
Anya, on my mark. I think not. Damn it. This way, quickly.
He must be stopped. Damn you guys.
We'll make ourselves easy marks moving together. I suggest we split up.
Alright, then I'll take the lower road, so to speak.
I will see you outside. Stay safe.
Is this the right way? I actually don't remember which way I have to go. Not gonna lie. This seems about right.
Well, well, someone's been busy.
Oh, this whole subsection of story. Ultima. Volatile prototype. And you would bar my way, would you? So be it. Come, Nidhogg, lend me your strength. His ass is hanging out. In the coming battle, you will fight as a Stinian Wormblood. Seems we have been afforded an impromptu field test. Ready all battle data. Will commence test sequence 2.0. Delivers an attack. Bonk. Initializing synthetic aura sight system. All systems now functional. Here. Bop. Here. What does this do? Controls enemies in proximity. Ah. Here. Bang. Damage over. Okay, so that's my dot. Got it. I don't need to focus on using it all too much. Alama, we haven't much time. I said ready the battle data, damn you. Loading. Data sample 14. Here, bonk. Estanian is one of the most badass characters in this game. Shadow the Dragon, drawing on the power inherited from Nidhogg. I think he can easily make anyone want to be a Dragoon. He makes me want to be a Dragoon. Loading battle data sample 12. Okay, so that effect underneath him is my doing. I see. It comes from Horrid Roar. Increase the generator output to maximum. Activate the Magitech shield. Feel full power. Bong. Our Ultima is unstoppable. Is it unstoppable? We shall see about that. Nidhogg, show them your fury.
Taste my lance.
What a badass. Not even close to the ultimate weapon. Guardians and their machina. Now where are you, Gaius?
Are you alright?
Yeah, just echoed a little bit.
Peer into my past, did you?
Well, I didn't quite relive the experience as you did, but I bore witness to it all.
I'm still not sure what I think of this gift of yours, but no matter. Our confrontation was cut short when the Imperial Guard arrived. It was then that Xenos took his leave, citing boredom.
To think their research into the Echo could bear such fruit. Escaping death, jumping from one body to the next, and returning to his own after all this time. He is an Ascian in all but name.
It beggars belief, aye. But no more than a hero traversing the rift between worlds. My concerns are far more prosaic. With the Emperor dead and the Crown Prince missing, the Empire is in disarray. Until order is restored, assuming it even possible, we needn't fear an Imperial reprisal. And for reasons of his own, Xenos took it upon himself to rid the world of Black Rose. Riol has already gone to apprise the Alliance leaders of these developments. We may leave the matter in their hands for now.
Then perhaps we have seen the last of the fighting at Gimlet. Though, if it comes to civil war, I cannot help but fear for the provinces. Ah, I'd nearly forgotten to ask. What became of Gaius? Did he not escape with you?
That he did, but we parted ways shortly after leaving Garlemald. He claimed another threat had arisen which demanded his attention. He didn't elaborate, but the absence of some device or other in the capital gave him reason to believe they're planning something.
The diamond, sapphire...
Lest you worry. I believe he has well and truly shed the Black Wolf's pelt. Conquest is no longer his objective.
Sapphire emerald?
We may safely leave him to his own devices.
Well, it's nice to have one less foe to worry about, even if we do have a mysterious new threat to look out for instead. Speaking of which, I'll see that Riol and our shinobi are made aware. Though we still know next to nothing, it can't hurt to be vigilant.
Well then, with Black Rose nipped in the bud, I believe I've fulfilled my part of the bargain.
That's true, but with the Archon still slumbering away, we were hoping you might agree to stay with us for a little bit longer.
Sorry, but I'm not inclined to extend my contract. Gaius isn't the only one with business to attend to.
Thank you for your help then, Estinian. I see why Alphino admires you so.
Farewell, my friend. See that you don't make a habit of dozing off in battle.
I only do when it's ultimate weapon. Until someone hits LB3, and then I'm all awake and ready to go.
I suppose we should all be getting on then. As ever, we will see to the Archon's needs. In the meantime, why not get some rest? You've more than earned it. Go on.
Thank you, my wife. Whoa, I'm zoomed out. You must be shattered after all that hopping back and forth between worlds. Why not stay here and rest for a while? I'm sure Beclu can manage without you. They've got enough scions to help them, if you ask me. That is echoes of a fallen star, let us go. Meanwhile, in Goldemold. Traitors, you would attack your own country. Onward. Before this day is done, victory shall be ours. Boring, boring, boring. Do you think I find it amusing? Like dogs herding cattle into the slaughterhouse. At you, your soul is. Who are you? Before your majesty, I am but another dog lost in want of a new master. A hunting dog, if you wish it so. For I know full well the prey you would seek next. Zodiac. Meanwhile, in Eorzea in the first. You hear, the mayor's reopening Hydaelyn stoneworks, and they're looking for laborers. There's talk of resetting some of the old abandoned villages too. They're even laying on free Talos to help anyone willing to make the move. Free Talos? We'd best get packing. Steady work, board and logging. That's no recipe for hope. If that's no recipe for hope, I don't know what is. Oh. No. Hope. Yes. So long as I yet live, I would see that feeble flame rekindled. It is my destiny to see our dreams fulfilled. Royal. Alright. So we've done 3 quests. We did Finding Good Help, Moving Forward, Vows of Virtue, and Deeds of Cruelty. So we will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more, hopefully, minimum. Why, what a pleasant surprise. If you've come to inquire about the Archons, fear not. Master Matoya's treatment has proven efficient in stabilizing the corporeal ether. We mustn't grow complacent, however. Potent though these magics may be, they are not without limits. We can only hope they afford us enough time for the Crystal Exarch to complete his work.
If only we could go to the first and help.
Pardon the interruption, but I come bearing urgent news. Ah, listen. I forget the voice I gave him. Ah, listen. It's been far too long, my friend. Forgive me. I don't believe we have been formally introduced. Maxima, fuller Garlean ambassador, I remain here in Eorzea under the auspice of Commander Alden, offering what counsel I can, in the hopes of resolving the present conflict with the Empire. Ah, yes. I have heard stories of a defector from Garlemald, but never mind that. You said you have urgent news? Indeed. As you may have heard, the Imperial capital is in turmoil. A sizable portion of Garlean forces have been recalled from the Gimlet Dark, with their numbers so greatly diminished. The host of the Alliance has withdrawn, and leaving an Alamegan resistance to keep watch over the border. And it is there we have welcomed a most unexpected visitor who claims that this de-escalation may belie growling dangers and of unforeseen threats. Commander Alden has arranged for an impromptu meeting to discuss these revelations. He has also requested a representative of the Scions attend as well, though it was clear to whom he wished I extend the invitation.
It would seem this time is of the essence. Well, you'll not be attending this meeting alone, though I am not as well versed in the affairs of city-states as our comrades. I see no reason to burden a single scion with all this.
I like how it's just the 3 Lalas in the source. Those are the only scions that made it. Yes, of course. Then we must make for the Alamegan Quarter with all haste.
Well, what are you waiting for? Get going, you two.
One gil shy from 400 flat. I honestly would have rather paid 400 flat than 399. Let us go, Granai. Aw. Commander Alden awaits us inside the royal palace, if you would follow me. Voiced, he said hopefully. Gaius. Has to be voiced.
They're here, Commander.
And I, for one, am grateful that they are. Told you've been busy since our paths last crossed at the Gimlet Dark. Not that I understand half of it. When the science spoke of other worlds, I'd struggled to describe what I pictured. Mayhap things would seem clearer were I to hear the tale from your own lips. But I'm afraid the situation will not afford us that luxury. I trust you two require no introduction.
We meet again, hero of Eorzea.
That we do. Shadow Hunter.
Must we repeat this ridiculous display? I pose no threat to you, though what I come to warn you of very well might.
Had he meant to do us harm, I hazard he would have kept to the shadows, and brought more than 2 companions. We need not pretend to be the best of friends, but I hope we can put aside our differences for the present.
As you are doubtless aware, Sir Estinian and I cooperated to rid the world of Black Rose in your absence. Our journey together took us as far as the Imperial Palace, where we witnessed Emperor Varus meet his death at Xenos' hand. Being the sole witnesses to this crime, and in no position to defend our innocence, we were then forced to flee, each pursuing his own avenue of escape. When we were later reunited, Estinian claimed to have encountered an unfamiliar kind of machina during his flight, but to me his description seemed anything but, and upon further investigation I found that I was right. The Empire is developing a new Ultima weapon.
What, that Allagan monstrosity, created to vanquish primals, with which you yourself once thought to conquer Eorzea?
The same. In my foolishness, I sought to harness its power, and became the Ascian's pawn in so doing. But you know as well as I how that tale ended. The weapon itself, excavated from beneath this very city, was destroyed ere we could fully unravel its secrets, and that should have been the end of it. But unlikely as it sounds, the Empire's efforts to recreate it have somehow borne fruit, primarily through secret research conducted by the 7th Imperial Legion, it would seem.
Wait, the 7th was all but annihilated at Cartano, along with its legatus.
Indeed. Few survived. The 7th, as it is now, has little in common with the Legion led by Vandanis, and its leadership has changed hands several times since. Precisely how this project has continued despite such turmoil, and under whose auspices, remains a mystery. What we do know, however, is that a number of prototypes have been produced, and that one of them is on its way to Eorzea. We attempted to stop it, but it was all we could do to slow its progress, so we resolved instead to bring you warning.
And right glad are we that you did, though it soundly dashed our hopes that tensions might ease at last.
As it is, we've begun to strengthen our presence in the Gimlet Dark, and are assembling a force to meet the coming threat. A force with you in its vanguard, I hope. Before you say anything, I know full well you have pressing concerns of your own. Your comrades remain in peril, and I would not ask you to forsake them. But the fact remains that you, and you alone, have faced the Ultima weapon, and emerged victorious. We need you.
I'll try.
And so, when the time comes,
In the future.
if your comrades can spare you, I bid you lend us your strength. I've assigned an officer to await your word.
The Ascian's downfall was to be the work of my remaining days, but it was my hand that kindled these flames, and I cannot allow them to spread any further. I will do what I must to see this mistake consigned to history once and for all. Even if it means begging your aid. The Fates will enjoy the irony, even as I endure the ignominy.
I too shall make for the border and offer my skills, meager though they seem in such company. Mayhap we shall meet there anon.
Though we can ill afford to ignore the coming of a new Ultima weapon, our friends' plight grows ever more precarious, and none save you can join them in the first. I only hope you are not forced to make a choice.
As ever, the way forward is paved with difficult decisions. We can ill afford to ignore the threat of a new Ultima weapon, but with each passing day, the plight of the Scions grows more and more perilous. If you cannot stay for a debriefing on the Ultima weapon, I will not stop you. I only ask that you confer with me before you return to the first. I'm going to the first. Ruby Tuesdays, Ruby Doomsdays, get it? I take you're ready to return to the first. Then I would ask that you apprise the others of recent events here in the source, namely Xenos' return, and the development of a new Ultima weapon. As for their bodies, you may assure them Master Matoya and I will continue doing what we can to keep their corporeal ethers stable. Safe travels, little. I hope to see you and the other Scions soon. She faded through me. Flying away to another world. Let us go. Do 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 brown brown. You've come at a most opportune time, my friend. I've made something of a breakthrough in my research on the soul and means to return the Scions home. I trust you have been making good use of your time. Ill tidings from the source, you say? Then I will summon the others that we might all be appraised of the situation. This is gonna be voiced, I can just feel it being a voiced cutscene.
Now that we are all here, what news from the source?
There's a new ultimate weapon.
A new Ultima weapon? We must count ourselves lucky that Gaius has pledged his assistance.
While this is indeed a worrying development, I think the state of the Empire as a whole greater grounds for concern. With the Emperor slain and Xenos returned, it is impossible to predict how matters will unfold in Garlemald. The Ultima weapon may be but the first of many unpleasant surprises.
The situation beareth closer observation, of that there is no doubt, and doth compound our need to return unto the source.
Then let us address that issue. Our long search for a means to see you safely home may well be nearing its conclusion. Thanks in large part to Eorzea and Becklug's invaluable insight, we have succeeded in fashioning a vessel for the journey.
We set out to create a crystalline container retaining the more useful properties of white Eorzea, but without its regrettable limitations. And, after a good deal of trial and error, we made one. An ark for soul and mind both, that will allow your incorporeal self in its entirety to be ferried between worlds. A spirit vessel, if you will. However...
Though the vessel is possessed of the requisite qualities to hold mind and memory, it wanteth yet for a means to receive of them. For that, we must needs imbue it with the Exarch's innate gift.
A gift that lives on only through the blood of the Allagan Emperors, which certainly does not flow within Eorzea or any other crystal.
Just so, milady. The blood serveth as a conduit of sorts. In its absence, memory cannot pass from mind unto mind, nor from flesh unto crystal.
That being the case, we must either alter the process of inheritance so as to require no such thing, or determine a means by which my blood may permeate the vessel. I am hopeful that the records found within this tower will yield the knowledge we require to pursue one or the other of these avenues.
As well you should be. The Allagan's body of etherological research is extraordinary. I can scarce believe it the work of ages past. But its underlying principles are not so very different from those of my own field of study. Given time, we will find the answers we seek.
I know that you can ill afford to wait, and it pains me that I must ask you to do so. I can only reaffirm my promise to you that a solution will be found. Whatever it takes, I will see you safely home.
My apologies.
I do hope you haven't come to tell us that mortal peril fast approaches.
No. I had hoped to speak with the Warrior of Darkness. But there is no need to cut short your meeting on my account. I will be waiting outside.
Why not speak in here? She knows I don't mind. Unless she didn't want to.
Perhaps I might accompany you. Though I am woefully ill-qualified to assist in the Exarch's research, I may yet be of some use to Lena.
Money. Alfino. I must confess, while I enjoy my fair share of scholarly research, it will be good to step outside for spots of fresh air. Now then, shall we go and speak with Lena? Yeah, let's go. Alright, nice. Simple fit, but looks good. I can get behind that. I missed where she was. Augmented Crystarian Tabard. Ooh. We have little time, so I will be brief. A Sinita has been sighted in Lakeland, and I ask for your assistance in slaying it. A Sinita? I had heard some few yet remained after the knight had returned, but perhaps we should call for the others? That will not be necessary. It is only a single Sin Eater, a simple task for our god, I should think. That said, I believe fighting alongside the Warrior of Darkness would be a valuable experience for them. Peace can lead to compliancy, and they gain nothing from an easy victory. But you do not underestimate your foes, however harmless they may seem. My men would do well to learn from your example. Let's be about it then. Excellent. Let us make for Fort Job. I have to like crane my neck up the entire time. It's like, wow, this beautiful woman is so tall. Nope. What? Huh? Where? Oh, Hydaelyn, there you are. If you would wait here a moment, I will gather the others. You may not remember these, but they are. What did she say? You may not remember, but you have met these soldiers before. Though only in passing, long have they awaited the opportunity to fight at your side.
I was at death's door the day after the Sin Eater attacks. If you and yours hadn't come along, I'd have likely stepped through. And I wouldn't have been alone. Your courage and selflessness is something we all aspire to.
I, too, was there that terrible day. My friend was transformed into a Sin Eater before my very eyes, and I had no choice but to cut her down. The thought of returning to the field, of holding a blade again, it filled me with dread. But that was no way to honor her or my comrades, and so I have returned. I swear I will not let you or anyone else down from this day forward. A pleasure to meet you, miss, truly. It seems like only yesterday I watched as you took flight astride an armor to go and save the Oracle. Strange to think that your Umorian soldiers were once locked blades. Your once locked blades are now on our side. But we will do our utmost to keep the peace here in Lakeland. We seem to be missing one. My apologies, Captain Lena. An elderly gentleman asked me to escort him to the Clearmelt. It took longer than I anticipated. Do not begrudge your desire to help those in need, but a soldier must be punctual, especially when we play host to an honored guest. It won't happen again. The name is Thaler. I am sure you don't remember, but we met once before in the infirmary. I asked you to deliver a message to the Exarch and the Warrior of Darkness. Little did I know I was already talking to her. Don't give up. Don't give in. I keep those words close to my heart, and the boundless beautiful skies above serve as a reminder of their importance. My friend got to see the knight return shortly before she passed. Before he passed, he left this world with a smile, satisfied with a glimpse of what was to come. But there are countless others who weren't so fortunate. They gave us their lives for the promise of a future they'll never know. And so it falls to us to do everything we can to fulfill that promise. No matter what happens, we will not give up. We will not give in. Your heroism has inspired us, all of our guardsmen, in much the same manner. Our scouts in the northern staging point have not had the pleasure of meeting you in person. Let us not keep them waiting. Do they know I'm a Lala? I think when it comes time for us to go into Endwalker is when I will put my hair back to being brown, because it is more of a serious tone. And then Dawntrail, I'll have the green hair again, because I feel like it'll be a little bit more light feeling. But I just missed my green hair for a bit, so I wanted to bring it back for a little while. Be it 5 streams or more.
Did you slay this eater? Your orders were to await the main force before engaging.
No, Captain. It wasn't us, I swear it. A man came out of nowhere and cut it down before we knew what was happening.
By himself? Certainly it is no light warden, but nevertheless.
It's true. Felled it with a single swing of his axe, he did. I've never seen anything like it. So I says to him, "Who are you, the warrior of bleeding darkness?" And he says, "No, I'm a warrior of light." And that was it. Buggered off as quick as he came.
A warrior of light? Why would someone go around calling himself that, though? It was those bastards who caused the flood. I mean, if you were going to pretend to be anyone, it'd be her. The warrior of darkness.
Eh? Oh, I didn't know. It's an honor.
Since the Eater is no longer a threat, our work here is done. Return to your posts.
I had hoped to fight at your side today. But I'll continue to follow your example, and may we meet again.
May we meet again, my boy.
I apologize for the wasted journey. It seems I overestimated the threat. As for this warrior of light, I do not know who would be brazen enough to take that mantle for his own. Whatever it may once have meant, it is forever tainted by the association with the Flood. The Exarch told me the truth of Ardbert and his comrades' deeds, and I am aware they played some part in your own triumph. But to most, they are synonymous with the calamity that befell this world. Still, if this man is minded to destroy Sin Eaters, I may forgive him his unfortunate choice of alias. But that is neither here nor there. I thank you for accompanying me.
With that concluded, shall we return to the Crystarium? There is a proposal I should like to make.
Forgive me. There is one more thing. A personal concern of mine. I had hoped you might have a moment to speak privately.
Take your time. I shall go on ahead.
Bum, 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 bum. Alright.
I will not mince words. This matter concerns the Exarch. Though his countenance belies his age, his demeanor never has. He has seen more than any man should and grown ever more weary with time. But I see I give the wrong impression. While it is true he attempted to open a letter with a salmon fillet the other evening, we are not here because I suspect his mind is deteriorating. Nor do I believe him to be so maddeningly unconcerned by the prospect of his own death as he once was. Indeed, the opposite is true. It is for this reason that I seek your advice. Since he returned from the Tempest, the Exarch is not as he was. He seems a different man. A younger man. I know not the details of his research, but when I saw him at work recently, there was a glint in his eye that I had never seen before. He looked happy. It was as if he had peered into the future and for the first time found joy there. Though it gladdens me to see him thus, I wonder if I should not keep my distance. I fear that my presence will only anchor him to the past, remind him of all the pain that came before.
You're his family still. You just keep us where we have already chosen to be.
Is that so? Then perhaps we might remain as we were. As we have always been. What a relief. In that case, I will have to speak with him about the amount of time he is spending at work. This research is important, I know, but if he refuses to consider his own health, I will have to consider it for him.
Valid. Seeking counsel. Alright, one. I will not keep you. You and your comrades have much to discuss. I will see the others back to their posts. Allminster switch. I want to check something out when it comes to my glam. Really quickly. So, let's go to the pendants. Hello, retire to the inn room if I could, please. Alright. Alright. Although that is so cute. Alright, give me this. Give me that. Buy that black. Just seeing if anything fits well with these or not. Alright, that's fine. That goes there. We'll put these all here for now. It's really just so I can get the gloves at the moment. See, on a Lala, this top doesn't actually look bad. But I still prefer this shirt. Dun, dun. Move, save, apply. I got this little outfit going now, but that is not our fit for the time being. I have one outfit planned for the future. I need to be level... Actually, I might be able to get the top that I want now. I'll look later. I'll see where I can get it from. If I can get it from doing like a quest and it being, or like a dungeon and it drops as loot, I'll just grind for it that way. Oh, a little Moogle. Oh. Yeah, these gloves work well. The others were quite shocked to hear what we found in Lakeland. But now that you're here, there is a proposal I should like to make. I have been spending a great deal of time in the Cabinet of Curiosity, and of late, I've noticed more and more people perusing books on history, the years leading up to the Flood in particular. I suspect they wish to know more about the Warriors of Light, as they should, but nearly everything I've come across describes them as sin eaters or worse. Regardless of whether or not this Warrior of Light is who they claim to be, I worry their sudden appearance in conjunction with this renewed interest in their predecessors may lead to growing unrest and fear. If the people of the Crusarium seek the truth, I say we give it to them. I too can attest to the falsehoods found within full many of the Cabinet's tomes, and with nary a mention of the noble deeds of Ardbert and his comrades. To be fair, they bear some responsibility for the Flood, but when the tale is told again and again over the course of a century, I'm not surprised to see their roles distorted and them painted as villains. Were it not for the records stored within the Crystal Tower, I would have had no reason to question the narrative. Unfortunately, that knowledge was of no use, for when I arrived here in the first, their repercussion had already been irreparably tarnished. That said, there still remained those who worked tirelessly to defend their good name in those early days following the Flood.
Considering all the good they had done, I find it a wonder they needed defending at all. They brought to justice the man who misused my knowledge to bring the fall of Vaubourg. That such heroes could be spoken of in the same breath as sin eaters is absurd.
Under normal circumstances, I would agree, but as time passed, those who knew firsthand of their deeds dwindled. In the end, only one truth remained, that they were the cause of the Flood. With the world on the brink of oblivion, it was all too easy for the Warriors of Light to become the villains deserving only of resentment and hate. At this point, the truth mattered little. It would not change their lot. Thanks to all of you, however, their lot has changed, and now they may heed the long-forgotten truth. You claimed it was Ardbert who helped you overcome Emet, correct? Such revelation would do well to sway the hearts of those who know him only as a villain. I have shared this view with a select few, but One and all must be told of this sacrifice. To that end, I say we proceed with Alfino's plan. We call together the people of the Crystarium and recount them the true tale of the Warriors of Light and the flood that followed in their wake. Well, what do you say, little? I say... Spread the word, I say. Say, I say. I ta putty tat. Then we are all of one mind on the matter. Good. Exarch, might I ask you to continue working with Becklug on our means of returning home? The rest of us will see to gathering the people of the Crystarium in the Exedra. We have to reach out to anyone and everyone who might be willing to lend an ear. With any luck, word will spread and more will accompany them. Alright. We are going to restart the game really quick, and I'm going to use the restroom. I actually quite like having this BRB screen now. So at an hour 51 is when I restarted. I'll be right back. Okay. Perfect time too. There's like 35 seconds left on the song. I got 10 days left on my sub and I really got to renew it. I don't want to lose my sub because that would make me pretty sad. I'm almost at 1,000 days subscribed. That's pretty absurd if you ask me. Oh my god, I have an addiction. This game is like heroin to me. To me. What's everyone up to? Chris is a bard, Kiro is a warrior, Dwindle is a samurai, and I am a warrior as well. Wrong way. Where am I going? Over here. Alright, so we have one... No, wait. One here. This is the twinning. And then one in... Eulmore. And then those are all of our secondary dungeons. My, little my, what a wonderful surprise. Though I hope your being here doesn't mean someone's been hurt. Thanks to you, I've had far fewer patients coming through my doors of late, which is a shame come to think of it. I've had fewer opportunities to test my new medicines. I jest, of course. It's actually been quite pleasant to have a few moments to myself now and again. Truth about the Warrior of Light, but the Exarch has already spoken with me about them. If there's more than to the tale, I'd very much like to hear it. Dun, 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 dun. Time to speed along, talk to the people that I can. Boing, boing, boing. Dun, 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 dun. Gun. Knife, actually. Face. Oh, come to browse wares in the market, have you? Well, I can guarantee you'll have no trouble finding what you need. Whatever it may be, under Eulmore's new leadership, trade has never been more prosperous. Word is that the fellow from Daedalus Stoneworks has taken over as mayor. Did he really? Little wonder business is booming the way it is. Pardon me. I imagine it won't be long before all of Norvrent reaps the benefits. But you've come to talk about the... You've not come to talk about the market. Something on your mind? I see. The Exarch mentioned they had something to do with your returning to the... Returning the knight to Norvrent. I can read. All right. Consider my interest piqued. I want to check something since we're here. How much is it on here? Come on. That's actually not bad. Because I do really like that top. And part of me wouldn't mind actually using it. So... I'll see if there's a dungeon I can get it from, or if it's like made by someone, and then I'll decide. Because if that's like something I get from Crystal Tower somehow, then sure. or from the twinning. Well, well, to what do I owe the pleasure? Whatever it is, I must ask you be brief. With the night return, visitors have been flocking to the Crystarium, and I find myself too busy by half. I don't mind it though, seeing the stairs so full of life and excitement, one can almost forget the flood ever happened. Warriors of Light. Yes, the Exarch has mentioned them before, but everyone knows them as the cardinal virtues. Or are you suggesting there's more to it than that? Well, if you've yet to steer us wrong, so I'm willing to hear what you have to say.
I can't wait to talk to you in the future soon, Gyat. My favorite.
Boing. Alright, where to next? Take me here. Let us go up, my friend. On the stair. Oh, huh? Oh, okay, he is just very red, huh? It's actually rare that I see a male Elrod that isn't like, or that is like a very wild shade, right? Because usually they're modeled after Magni, from what I've seen. Or yeah, Magni, the little sun.
No, this can't be. Surely there's at least one book here that does not cast the Warriors of Light and the deeds in such a negative light.
Oh, Little, forgive me. The Cabinet of Curiosity has been bustling with visitors of late, but I fear our repository lacks the knowledge they seek. The people wish to know the truth of the flood, of the Warriors of Light. I have searched high and low, but alas, every account betrays them as no better than sin-eaters, abominations worthy only of scorn and resentment. I know they will not always judge so harshly, yet I can find no proof.
I dare call myself a librarian.
You would address the people and tell them the truth of the Warriors of Light, of the flood. How wonderful! You have regaled me with a tale once more before, and I love to hear it again. Oh, you may be assured I will not come alone. Bum 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 bum. Sage. Well, well, what a coincidence. I was just reading over a letter I received from Grenold not long ago. He says a visitor from the Crystarium found him at the bottom of the ocean, and she inspired him to reach a new artistic heights. Well, I can only think of one person capable of both feats. I'd say the letter is far more impressive, though I'd say the letter is far more impressive. To think fate could bring the two of you together in such a place. I'm sorry, you mean the Exarch didn't tell us the whole story of the Warriors of Light? Well, whatever he left unsaid, I am all he is, says the Ellison, who has big ol' ears. Oh, I thought that said Moonlit Black Cats, honestly. There we go. Facing truth of the world as one must do at times a day. There you are. Between the four of us, I dare say, we swept the entire Crystarium from top to bottom. Now, we need but wait for the people to gather. I have 6 more quests in this patch. This has to be voiced.
Yes, this looks to be nearly everyone. Let us begin, shall we? Though I am usually the first to hold forth at such events, I think on this occasion that honor should fall to you.
They would be more inclined to take the word of the Warrior of Darkness.
Aren't we all the
Indeed.
Warriors of Darkness?
In light of the subject matter, who better than thee to speak these truths?
He said light. And we're talking about the Warriors of Light.
Wicked White? The Warriors of Light did all that?
What they did.
So they never... I mean, they only ever wanted to help. And when everything they'd done turned to ash, they still carried on.
Absolutely.
They gave everything to stop the flood. First their lives, then their souls. And they managed it too, in the end. They saved us. And we cursed their names.
This should go a long way towards clearing the air. Impossible.
I take it I'm not imagining this then?
I definitely see something. You don't think it's a ghost, do you?
I mean,
Nay,
it kind of has to be.
Yonder standeth no bloodless apparition, but a warrior of light and darkness both. Ardbert.
What in the world?
It's you! The one who slew the Eater!
That it should be the Warrior of Darkness who brought the truth to light. You've saved me a fair bit of time, though I have a few words of my own to say, if I may. People of the Crystarium, I am Ardbert, one of those you know as a warrior of light.
That's impossible. You should be dead.
Aye, that I should. But as the world has been given new life, so too have I. I know not why I, and I alone, have been gifted this chance. But I do know this. Only by the will of the star itself could such a miracle come to pass. The hero who stands before you now, the Warrior of Darkness, is not of this world. And the day will come when she must return to her home. But this land is our home. And if it is to remain so, now and forevermore, it is we who must protect it. The time to rely on saviors from afar has passed. It is you who must rise. You who must become the new warriors of light!
What? Us? Warriors of light?
None of us were born heroes, my friend. I was only ever a man with a thirst for adventure. But wherever my journeys took me, I was invariably confronted with the same choice. To lend what aid I could to those in need, or not. And I always chose the former. Any one of you could do the same. All you need is the will to help your fellow man, and the resolve to see it through.
From thine own lips did we learn of Ardbert's fate, and by thy countenance I gather thou art not inclined to recant thy testimony. Yet whosoever this man may be, his words hold truth and resonate with the citizenry besides. For us to voice our doubts here and now would serve but to sow disquiet. 'Twere better we retired unto the ocular and there discuss this matter in private.
Go. I will stay here and watch.
Yes, sir.
So, that is a warrior of light of the first. I've not had the pleasure of making his acquaintance, but as you all seem to be in agreement, I gather this is no simple case of mistaken identity.
Nope.
As far as I was able to discern, that was indeed Ardbert. It has been a long time, but not that long. Could he truly have been resurrected as he claims?
Looks like him and sounds like him, but it isn't him.
Ardbert did entrust his very soul unto thee. I see no reason to question thy judgment.
Nor I. To my eyes, your ether burns as brightly as the day you slew Emmett Selk. That is proof that he is with you still.
Yet that which standeth now before the people is far more than a passing imitation. I am reminded of the cardinal virtues, though a sin-eater he is not. Which leaveth but one plausible explanation.
Asians.
That he is an Asian.
Given their fondness for posthumous possession, I would have to agree. From what I understand, the Warriors of Light were laid to rest in Yulmore by those whom they had aided in life. At the time, some few still remembered them as heroes. Needless to say, 4 of them were subsequently exhumed to serve as the virtues. And if one knew where to look, Ardbert too would not have been difficult to find.
Assuming then that this is indeed the work of an Asian, my mind inevitably turns to the last remaining paragon to survive the Sundering.
Elidibus. That Xenos hath reclaimed his own flesh is known. thus evicted from his borrowed form, and cognizant no doubt of Emetzelk's failure here in the First, 'tis quite possible the emissary chose Ardbert for his next vessel.
Inhabiting the flesh of the fallen. My, that is unsavory. And they do this often, you say?
Every chance they get.
For they possess no corporeal forms of their own. In what one may term their natural state, none save those gifted with the echo can perceive them. Indeed, when Elidibus intruded upon the waking sands, his presence did go unmarked by all save Minfilia and the Warrior of Light. On that occasion, I myself remained ignorant of his coming until after his departure. It was only at a later juncture, when he deigned to appear before me in borrowed flesh, that I was finally able to take the measure of him. In such puppetry do the Ascians engage when they seek to influence the course of history.
And they have gained much by it. Emetzelk single-handedly built the Garlean Empire in this manner, while the Hydaelyn came close to conquering Eorzea, having taken possession of Thancred's living body.
Yet it must needs be noted that the Ascians cannot avail themselves of all mortal vessels. For were they able to do so, none would serve as a better pawn than our own redoubtable champion. Mayhap the blessing of light shieldeth Hydaelyn's chosen from Ascian influence. Or mayhap other forces are at work. We cannot say for certain.
Whatever the reason, I hope it holds true. I dare not contemplate what might come to pass otherwise.
Is it not peculiar, then, that Ardbert's mortal remains should be susceptible, given that he was once a warrior of light? Or did the final departure of his soul make it possible, perhaps? Regardless, to hear an Ascian use him to call forth new warriors of light boggles the mind.
Elidibus hath ever been an enigma, his ostensible purpose being to preserve the balance between light and dark. When he made overtures towards me, however, I was afforded a glimpse behind the mask of the self-appointed emissary. I shall not defend mine actions, undertaken in pursuit of a better understanding of our foe, as either wise or prudent. Nevertheless, what little I did glean may now prove useful. Elidibus possesseth a subtle mind, practiced in the art of manipulation. That he coaxed this star's most valiant heroes as far as the source with naught save half-truths is no trifling feat. And now I believe he doth employ his skills once more to some as yet unknown end. Though naught is certain, should my suspicions prove true, we shall have need of all our wits if we are to uncover and thereafter thwart his plot.
Fair.
Agreed. 'Tis plain that simply speaking out against him will not avail us. At best, it would only serve to confuse the people. And I would hesitate to do anything which might tarnish Ardbert's reputation once more, nor yours by association. That being the case, it may be wise to keep a covert eye on this Ardbert's movements, as we attempt to discern his purpose and how best to mitigate his influence.
His performance appears to have concluded. What now? Go back out and follow him?
Twould appear Master Alphino already hath pursuit in mind, and I suspect one pair of eyes shall better serve our cause than half a dozen. Let the rest of us maintain an inconspicuous distance, for the present at least.
Very well.
Money.
I've been choosing the money where I can, and I'm at 30 Night World silver.
Hello, sir.
You did well to dispel the falsehoods surrounding the Warrior of Light and their actions prior to the Flood, though I must say the reappearance of Ardbert, or rather, one who appropriated his identity, was a rather curious development. He is an impostor. Of that there is no doubt, but to the masses he will appear as a hero returned from the grave.
After the Warriors of Light were laid to rest in Yulmore, the people praised fervently for the gods who delivered them from their plight, prayed that these fallen heroes be born again for their sacrifice. What bitter irony.
I, for one, would like to know why Ardbert urged the people to become Warriors of Light themselves. Ere we take action, we must needs ascertain his intent. Let us pray that Master Alfino return the student with the most essential knowledge. For now, I think it best to appraise Thancred and Reen of our efforts. When we do confront Ardbert, we shall no doubt have need of their strength. Agreed. I think it prudent that we take our measures to prepare what's to come. Eklug and I will continue our research into how we might improve the spirit vessel, that it might one day carry you home. Then I think it's time I return to the Greatwood. Until now, everything we have learned of the Ascians has been handed to us at their leisure. But that was one of Emmett Selk's unique failings. I have no reason to think Elidibus will be as forthcoming. Fortunately, I recently received word from Fanau that heretofore unexplored chambers have been discovered deep within the Katana Raval. Alamit believes that the relic within tells of a great calamity that befell an ancient civilization, of the Ascians perhaps, that they may lead us to the truth we seek. Would you care for company? I wouldn't dream of going without you. When you are ready, make for Fanau. Alamit and Assisted will be expecting us. Then let us be about our tasks. Pray give my regard to the Vis.
Yes, sir.
I think we're about to get like almost 20 minutes of cutscenes in this quest. I remember talking to the Vis and then just listening to them talk for a while. The hunter for hire. Yep. Welcome, allies of Ronka. We have accomplished much since you last came. With the Light Warden dead and its minions dispersed, we have at last reclaimed our hunting grounds near Raktika Falls. It was there that we discovered more ruins, although we ran afoul of no traps while exploring atolls. We determined that the innermost chambers were warded by magic. We were all in agreement before any investigation could proceed, you should be summoned. We're grateful that you did. From what you have told me, I strongly suspect that the wisdom of my comrades and I seek can be found within. This wisdom could prove invaluable, for we may soon face a foe whose greatness assists is our ignorance. whose greatest asset is our ignorance. I see. Then it is good that you have come, for Ronka was once home to the greatest of weapons, knowledge and understanding. And it is our duty to ensure you and yours do not want for either. That said, we must proceed with caution. To have reached the inner chambers unmolested suggests a more formidable deterrent yet lies within. Come now, sister, surely any threat sleeping within our ruins pale in comparison to those we have faced thus far. This is not a game, sister. You should not be so eager to run headlong into danger. Oh, and who was it pining for the return of our allies, that we might venture into the ruins, clutching her staff at night, wishing it were? You promised not to tell! Then I suggest we be going. Get back here. Remind me, how old are you and your sisters? On second thought, perhaps it is for the better, I do not know. Pray forgive their overzealous nature. None save we three have been privileged to escort you and yours into the ruin and bear witness to its secrets. Their hearts now burn with curiosity that is not easily sated. Please, you needn't apologize. As a seeker of knowledge myself. I thought you were seeker of the sun. Actually, that's a... Yeah, no, that's right. I understand full well their enthusiasm. And if not for your sedulous efforts to protect the ruins, we would not be afforded this opportunity. Speaking of which, I believe I have kept you away from the ruins long enough. Come, let us make for the Katana Raval. Such beautiful music. It is most strange for these halls to be left unguarded. We have care when breaking the seal on the chamber door. Danger surely awaits us on the other side. It is recommended to set sufficient time to view the cutscenes in their entirety. I was right. Cutscene time. Alright, this has to be voiced. I have my hand ready to pause it if needed.
Come. Our new discoveries are to be found this way.
The people of Ronka are known to have venerated animals, but these features do not match those of any indigenous species. This is no common beast. Though that much is plain from its proportions.
Lifelike, is it not? One could almost imagine it breathed.
I love them.
Why you... Ugh.
I love them so much. They're so sweet.
This owl, by contrast, seems no different from the others we've seen.
The sealed door lies ahead. As you see, one statue is missing. I expect we are meant to replace it as before.
Too simple. There will be some additional defense mechanism. Just a moment. There are words carved into the stone. He who would disturb a hero's deserved slumber shall instead waken the beast and know his folly. Wait! Don't!
What? But I only... What is happening? Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, it lives!
Why am I not surprised? Prepare yourselves.
Oh, card game. You trespass mortal upon sacred ground, and retribution 4 souls have I bound. Yet to heroes proven learned are wise, and comrade souls shall be their prize. If you would see they're set free, answer me these riddles 3. Deft of paw with kin do I vie, though sort apart the betterment of whole do our efforts descry. What am I? Carl? Wait. No, Oppo. Indeed, Oppo is keen and shrewd, the spirit of integrity, of ingenuity, by whose guidance the wrongthings did prosperity pursue. The riddle's answer did you discern, and thus this to you a soul is returned. With fearsome fang I travel with a pack, together we find harmony, and thus for peace our lands do not lack. This is Wolf. Fearsome Fang travels with pack. Indeed, 'twas the spirit of the wolf their doctrines praise, that they would know peace and harmony to the end of their days. The riddles you answered did you discern, and this to you a soul is returned. On my belly do I crawl, by my strength does prosperity reign within our hall. What am I? Serpent. Belly crawl. Indeed, the dread serpent, turned protector, lured to slumber ere would tear the world asunder. The riddle's answer did you discern, and thus to you a soul is returned. You said riddles 3, but there was 4 souls. So, desire you that which I yet claim, then we shall play yet another game. A test of mind and memory, choose wisely, and you may all go free. Twixt these talismans hides friend and foe, choose your companions well, or sorrow know. Let's go with this one. Alright. I'm just gonna keep doing the wrong ones until I see the right. You know what? Screw it. Let's deal with this one. Alright, so it's these front two. Why is she just double in the front? Your comrades are assembled together at last. Yet there remains one trial you must pass. If you would glean the knowledge enshrined in this earth, I would first take the measure of your worth. Oh, one worthy of she who the Ronkers extolled. Be strong of mind, body, and soul. Finally, this is what I was expecting to find here in the ruins. Be careful, sisters.
No mess.
Holding back failure of this test does not appear to be an option. Its sights are set on Y'shtola. Hurry, we must protect her. You bet.
I will not hold back.
Victory.
Here I come.
Oh. Lizzo, hurry, we have to save her. Then the wages are blurred. Impressive. I don't know what a statue would sound like, so I just kind of went for a voice that I knew I could hold. No, Y'shtola.
This is going to leave a mark.
Can I interrupt this one? I'll have to try that next. I think you have won, but I have only just begun. I don't like that you only talk
Away
in
with you!
riddles.
This and that and this!
Alright, what's it called? Interject doesn't do anything. Poison, come around me. In the song. Focus with the Guardian, got it.
Away with you!
Well fought, hero. The trial is complete. The way is open, thus I concede defeat.
Twould seem the magics have returned us. How polite. Now, what have we learned?
Ah, we were bound to run into a living statue eventually. And now we can open the door.
He's kinda got a point.
He who would disturb a hero's deserved slumber. A tomb, just as I thought. Befitting a hero.
She is Vis. Could it be the Archmage Tiuna? A legendary hero of Ronka, as you surmised. The tales tell of how she smote entire armies with a single incantation. So potent was her spellcraft, though she ever fought in the name of peace.
I thought them no more than tales. To think she really existed.
Well, I for one always believed.
I wonder. By the light of fallen stars, great power awakens.
Tiuna was not only a master of spellcraft. It is said she could see truths long lost and hear the voices of men's hearts.
Naught less than the echo. In which case, none of this is mere coincidence. A shower of stars setting the sky aflame. And in both this world and the Source, we find individuals within whom a mysterious power awakened at the sight. We can never unpick the why of it. Now, however, I believe we might. Does the scene depicted here not resemble the one we saw when we first ventured into the Katana Ravel? Moreover, does it not recall that which Emmett Selk invited us to witness in Amarot? The final days. If, as the Exarch's research suggests, soul and mind share a fragile yet profound bond, might it not be possible for an event to leave such a deep imprint upon the soul that it could be perceived eons later, given a suitable trigger? The echo defies explanation by conventional etherological theory, or shall we say modern etherological theory. But if it is a power that once belonged to the ancients, to souls yet undivided, it would seem I have entered the realm of pure speculation, and I call myself a scholar. I shall refrain from making any further wild claims until such time as I have evidence. Still, I cannot choose but be reminded of our experience in Amarot.
And you must recall Emmett Selk's dying request.
Remember.
Remember us.
Remember we once lived. O party.
History is learned, not lived. We have always protected the Tales of Ronka, just as we have protected this place. But we are mindful of what our mothers taught us. We see the past through our own eyes, and speak of it with our own words. Thus do we come to understand it in our own way. But this is not the same as remembering.
Your mothers were wise. Though we witnessed the final days, our impressions cannot fail to be colored by our own experiences and expectations. Those who lived through it would have perceived the event quite differently. We must bear in mind that it is no simple matter to keep the truth alive, or it will die with Emmett Selk and his kin.
But it would.
But we have disturbed Tuna long enough. Fanau will serve similarly well as a venue for our contemplations.
Your pensive expression, I take it, the tomb was given to you much to think about. That is well, in time the knowledge you have gleaned will lead to understanding, and thus arm you for what is to come. Before you leave, however, I would speak again of the teachings of our forebearers, of histories learned, not lived. The legend of Tiuna and her exploits has been told countless times over the centuries. Yet as it is handed from one generation to the next, the story changes. With each telling of the tale, there are new flourishes, details lost or changed. We can never truly know how she lived, for we were not there to see it. But we are here now to bear witness to your life. We have seen the change you have wrought, the echoes that will endure long after you are gone, and the thought it too will change in time. I swear to you we shall do our best to preserve your story. I hope you will forgive me if I didn't make my oath my own. An oath of my own. but it goes without saying that we could never misspeak of your heroism. Perish the thought, so as long as we are here, there are none among the Vis who will not know of all you've done for Norvrent. We are not deserving of such reverence, but we are grateful all the same. You can be certain we will have our own tales to tell of the great guardians of Raktika and the ruins of Ronka. I pray your safe travels, then. As ever, we shall await your return with open arms. We'll do one laugh, I believe. Although we learned not of the Asians, the insight we gained into the Echo made our trip worthwhile. Before we return to the Crystarium, however, there's a small matter I would attend to in Sotherbow. Sotherbow, might I trouble you to come with me? Thank you. After we arrive, we should have a brief word with Runar. Beer. Ooh. I mean, I know it's not meant for, oh, that's things code. It's not meant for us to wear here. Actually, I wonder where I get it, because I would love to wear that. So Garland Tools will be my friend. Where do I get it? Ah, it's a much later on thing, but it's a level 80 quest that I get after Endwalker. Or during Endwalker, I guess. Oh, I'm excited for that. That'll be fun to wear. It is good to see you. You've arrived at the most opportune time. I was preparing a pot of my famous stew. Come, I will ready a place for you. I am sorry, Runar, but we haven't the... Please, I insist. It will only take a minute. Okay. I apologize, it seems our return to Xarium will be delayed. But perhaps only for a bit, if you assist me with my work. I say work, but it's rather more a chore. I must clean my chambers here in the Sotherbow, from top to bottom. If you'd be so kind as to go and fetch a broom from Asgreer, we might finish before Runar is done cooking. Someone here is doing the quests for the first time. A broom for Master Matoya. Cannot imagine why she would have need of such things, but here you are. It is an old sturdy and sure to suffice. I think this guy's on the same quest that I'm on. Potentially. I trust Asgeir was able to find a broom for us. Well worn, good. This would prove difficult otherwise. Though I must say, I think I'd rather well not have a brooming thus far. I've done rather well for not having a broom thus far. Yeah. Yes, well, you weren't buried beneath a veritable avalanche of books when you entered, were you? Right. Anyway, it is time I finished cleaning with the help of that broom. I'm going to disable auto advance just in case, but I think this one has voiced. This one is absolutely voiced. Oh, it is in. That's crazy. The camera angles and the music tell otherwise. I always confuse this one, though. I knew it. Knew it was coming up. I couldn't remember when, though. You didn't honestly think I'd do the old-fashioned way. That broom is more than capable of sweeping by itself, or rather, it will be. Time to rise to swish and sweep. A tidy chamber you must keep. To this task you shall be bound until no dust is to be found. Aw. Becomes a little fella. This one particular respect. In this one particular respect, I have no objections of following in Master Matoya's footsteps. In future, I need you to remind me that the pursuit of knowledge does not preclude other equally important duties, such as maintaining clean quarters for said pursuit. I would dearly miss this place, these people. Siren, our boy. Master Matoya, pardon the interruption, but the stew is ready. Something troubling you? You've been rather quiet. No, everything is fine, I assure you. It has been a long day, is all. I see. Actually, you don't. That's the whole thing. Neither do I. Y'shtola, thank goodness you're still here. Alphino? I thought you were following Ardbert. I was, though I'm sad to say I lost track of him shortly after entering these woods. He seems determined to traverse every ilm of Norvrand in his quest to spread the truth of the Warrior of Light and the Flood. It seems the news of your address at the Crusarium precedes him at every destination, making his task all the more simple. It remains to be seen that to what end he encourages the people to become warriors of light themselves. One of the absolute best dungeons ever is what. But there is no denying that his word has struck a chord with many. Well, we're all agreed that this is just another Ascian ploy, yes? They've commandeered corpses before, and to no good end. I see no reason to think this time is any different, especially when it is of a fallen warrior of light. I doubt we'll learn more if we remain a step behind. His next destination is, in all likelihood, Slitherbow. Alize, are you certain you should be here? If you are concerned about Halric and the others, you needn't be. Their treatment is going well, but progress is slow and exhausting for us all. The best thing I can do is let them rest. So, I believe we were about to discuss how to arrange a meeting with our would-be Warrior of Light. Before visiting any towns or villages, Ardbert would hunt down and slay nearby Senators to earn the locals' trust. Our best chance of getting ahead of him is to find one before he does. Thankfully, Thancred and Reen are returned from the empty and have taken up the search. Reen believeth one may look beneath the boughs of woven oath. Then, that is where we will start our search. Master Matoya. A warm bowl of stew will be awaiting your return. I look forward to it. He's like, I will be awaiting your return, milady. God, I will be awaiting your return. Like, alright, bud. Simmer down. We know you are horny for Y'shtola, as many of the people are. And as many of them are for you. For you are a dashing fellow indeed. I love Runar. He's what made me want to become... Oh wait, this is Raktika's night theme. I love this one. This is actually what I considered making my BRB and starting soon theme. But I had to go Crystarium. It holds too much of a special place still.
If you were hoping to vent your frustrations on our Issa friend here, I can only apologize.
Few as they are now, it took us no time at all to track it down.
That suits our purpose perfectly. Now we need only wait for Ardbert to arrive.
Weren't you two meant to be attending to the empty?
We were, and are, but we can hardly ignore the rest of the world. So we thought we might see how things were coming along. From what we can gather, the answer is strangely.
Right now, we think we can do more good here.
It is heartening to have all present.
Indeed. We will be glad of the additional hands should matters escalate.
Our quarry is come.
It seems I've lost this particular race.
Yes, you have a little bit.
Although I suppose it's only fair. When we first met, it was I who outpaced you. Ravana, was it? But where are my manners? I wouldn't be here were it not for you, and I have yet to say a word of thanks.
You wish Seto were here.
Poor fellow. He will be sorely missed.
Nope, wrong answer. I thought you were supposed to be good at this.
Very well. Let us forego this pretense. After all, it was never you that I needed to deceive. Yes, it is I, Elizabeth. Through your time in Emetzelk's imitation of our home, I dare say you have gained a better understanding of my role since last we met. Not that it matters.
We understand your role, emissary, but not your goal. What is it that you seek to achieve?
I seek to enact the will of the Convocation, of course. If it helps you to think of me as but another Ascian, no different in nature or purpose from the rest, you are welcome to do so.
Once, I would have said your goal was destruction alone. Now I understand that you fight for something you love, just as we do. Yet though we seem doomed to clash, I bid you consider Eorzea's final words. Remember that we once lived, he said. Had he not seen some glimmer of hope in our kind, I do not believe he would have spoken thus.
None better understood your plight than he. His words must surely be worthy of your consideration.
Eorzea. How very unlike you to err so gravely. That one should stray at the end of so onerous a path is understandable, but I had thought you above such weakness. Mayhap you thought the same. Would that I had been present to offer correction. But I shall do so now, as is my duty, and return all to its proper course. As for you, look at yourselves. Look at your history. Look back 100 short years to how your greatest warriors were undone. And now, at but a word from me, you raise your hands in answer like the puppets you are. Naught has changed. You fail, and you fail, and you learn nothing. Allow that which is most important to slip through your fumbling fingers like so many grains of sand, again and again and again, and you would remember us. You do forget yourselves. There is no common ground to be found between you and I, nor do I require any.
Oh.
I have my duty.
Wait!
Well, we have confirmed the identity of our foe at least, and 'tis safe to say his objective is the rejoining.
Yep.
But we still have no idea how playing the part of a warrior of light will further his cause, nor why he would spur others to do the same.
Another visit to the Tempest may shed some light upon these mysteries. Whether we are to exchange words or blows with Elidibus at our next meeting, the fact remains, we know too little. Ere our paths cross again, I would learn more of the world that once was, and of Elidibus himself. In this, we would be best served going directly to his home, much as Eorzea came to ours.
Though I see the wisdom in thy suggestion, the Amarot we visited is but a phantom born of Eorzea's memory. I fear it will teach us little that we do not already know.
I quite agree. Yet the ruins of the actual city remain unexplored. Given the vastness of the Tempest, I should not be surprised were there more such structures like to those in which the Ondo reside.
There is aught to be learned I want to know.
A woman after my own heart.
Assuming we are all in agreement,
always.
then I suggest we first pay a visit to the Ondo. If anyone can tell us where more ruins are to be found, it is them.
Money. Alright, so tomorrow we will have, what, deep design? Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4 quests, a dungeon. Off stream, I'm gonna go to the Tempest and actually unlock its flight. So yeah, if anyone is lurking or watching this as a VOD, please do like and sub, highly appreciated. I will be live again tomorrow. We have a dungeon on our way and patch 5.3. So I'll see you guys then for that. Until then, take care, love yourselves. I'm gonna go have some food and then play more of this. So have a good night and bye-bye.